was just running around, so I just rushed into it. It may be quite evident from my face. Anyway, but the topic is not definitely not rushed into a topic. It's a very important topic, big data analytics, and it will be presented by Professor Dr. G. Uma Devi, who is a professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, UEM Jaipur. And as you can understand, Uma Devi, madam, she is a very senior professor. She is from Tamil Nadu, if I'm not wrong. Am I right, madam? You're from Tamil Nadu?
Yes.
Yes. So she is from Tamil Nadu. So we have got our students and our professors from all around India, as you know. We are from Kerala, we are from Tamil Nadu, we are from Delhi, UP, everywhere. So anyway, that's not important. Important is the topic, big data analytics by Dr. G. Uma Devi. So madam, I'm very eagerly interested to hear it. You may kindly take it over from here.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all IEM, UEM family members. Today, my topic is big data analyticals. So in this topic, we are going for the two different categories. One is what is big data. Second one is what is big data analytical. Then we are going to discuss some kind of real-time applications available in big data. First of all, what do you mean by big data? This is not made by only for computer science. So this is everywhere. Then real-time world, everyone is generating the data. So the simple definition of big data is like a scalable, like a new architecture, algorithm, analysis. Then what we are keeping the information in the big data, we need to extract that information for analysis to improve the business or to improve the some kind of diagnosis method. That is the reasons mainly we are using big data. Now, what is the importance of big data? So why it's called big data? So big data contain different kind of informations. So first we are going for the characteristic of big data. So in big data contain three different main characteristic. One is volume, next one is variety, third one is velocity. So volume, that is a big data contain the big number of information, like a huge amount of data we are keeping in the big data. Most of the big organizations, we are handling the different kind of data like a Google, Facebook, Amazon. So they are collecting the different kind of informations from the users or from the product or manufacturing informations. So second to second information will be generated huge. Next, we need like a variety of data. In the current scenario, so many people we are working like a internet technologies. Like we are facing like a different informations. We are posting some pictures, then we are logging into the Facebook to watching some videos or movie or a different kind of musicals or some information we are posting in some commands or different things. So information not only text based, we are handling the different kind of informations in big data. But in DBMS, we are not handling different kind of informations. We are handling only in structure kind of informations. Next, what do you mean by the velocity? So velocity is important for the big data because we need to provide the information without any delay. Because when we are providing informations like a pay as a services, in the cloud services, we are providing like a different kind of services like a platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, software as a service. Now we are using like a data also as a services. So when I am the user, if I am paying some money, I need the data without any delay. That means as a users, I need the fast response from the server side. So that is also we are ensured from the big data. That is why we called it three important B in the big data, like your volume, variety, and velocities. Next, what are the different kind of data? So normally we are handling three different types of data in big data. One is the structured data, second one is unstructured data, third one is semi-structured data. So what do you mean by structured data? So structured data is created by or like a manipulated by or just getting from the different users in two ways. One from the machines. Most of the current world, we are integrated like IoT devices. So IoT contain different kind of sensors, and from the servers, then from the GPS tracking system, maybe we are getting like a signals or frequency or a different kind of numerical or some kind of different kind of informations. That is like a standard structures. Next, the human. As a human, we are generating some data from the Google, like a username and password, or some kind of personal information, or some kind of documents, or a different things. Its content like a unique format, maybe text or numerical or alphanumerical or some standard format. But in another way of the information also available in the current world, that is unstructured data. So what do you mean by unstructured data? If I have account in Facebook, then I am going to upload my profile pictures. Then if someone is posting some comment, then I'm giving some tags, or I can give some likes, or I can put some other images, or from the social media, then everyone have the different accounts. Then we are handling the different kind of information, that information not contained in the proper format. That means that does not include only text, that does not include only like a numerical data. Maybe images contain like a black and white images, color images, not with the same scale like a JPEG images, PNG images, a different kind of images. So that's why this kind of information is called unstructured. Then third one is the semi-structure of data. In semi-structure of data, like that is a 50% data contained like a structure, then 50% of data contained like a semi-structure of informations. Example, most of the data models, like a different kind of business analysis, we need the different models like a schema model, then star model, then a different XML model, a DDML or a DTL or different kind of models. So this model contain like a some information numerical, some information like a text based informations. Example, most of the data available in CSV format. CSV is some kind of relational information we need to extract for our business intelligence informations. That's why this information called semi-structures. So big data, we are handling all three different kind of informations like a structure, unstructured, and semi-structure of informations. But in DBMS, it will not support. So DBMS exclusively for structures. But in the current day-to-day technologies, we need unstructured data also for business improvement or data transfer from one place to another places. Now, coming to the main point, who is generating the big data? First, so only we are generating the data. So we means everyone, irrespective of gender, irrespective of age group, everyone we are generating the data first from the social media. So definitely everyone have account in any of one social medias, from the Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or different things. Definitely we have one account. From the account we are watching some informations. Second, scientific instrumentations. Scientific instrumentations like a radar or a different kind of spatial satellites or something. So that device is also generating the different kind of information. That information maybe we can predict like a weather. So what is the today temperatures? So when we will get the rain? So maybe what is the temperature like a tomorrow? Some kind of information we are analysis from the sensor devices. Next, third one is from the mobile devices. Now, so mobile devices also is one of the member in your family members. So we need to do all kind of activities like a WhatsApp or gaming, or you need to track something. Track maybe if I booked some product in the online, so we need to book or we need to track or some kind of informations we are using like a mobile devices. Third one is like a sensor technologies enabled in IoT devices. Now most of the farming or agricultures and like a vehicle tracking systems, Then everywhere we are enabled with IoT devices. So that device is also generating the huge number of informations. See here, now from the all the aspects, some data comes under the structured data, some data may be from the unstructured data, some data may be in the semi-structure of data. Now what we are doing, we are collecting all those informations. First we are keeping in the big data from the different media, maybe some from the network, some from the cloud computing, some from the business or e-commerce or health informations are different things. Now, what we are doing from that, first we need to segregate that informations. So how to segregate? We have a lot of tools like example Hadoop and Vertica. The different kind of frameworks is available. From that, first we need to segregate the data content from the rich format of the data. After that, we can use the different tools like what kind of data we are going for the analysis, because in big data we have like a huge, it's like a garbage we collected from the every sources. Now everything we are dumped it in one places. Now we can go for the analysis. The next part is analysis. So dumping is not the main deal because we collected. From that, we need to go like a what kind of analysis we need to make. From that, what we try to implement for our future enhancement. So that is why big data analytical is important for the current scenarios. For example, so every second, everyone we are generating the data, that data we are going to keep in the big data. So that is the first part of the process. We are collecting information from the different source, that is category into the 3 different format. Then we are keeping that information in the big data databases. The second important part is analytical part. In that analytical part, we are using for the different level of analyticals. One for the business level, next one for the visualization level, next some kind of basic services, or we need to keep for the database management for future extracting informations. Now a lot of tools are available for the big data analyticals. Example from the Tabler, RapidMiner and Google Fusions and NodeXL. Other than this, a lot of informations available. So according to your requirements, what kind of data? For if you are business, then you can use some business intelligence tool. Maybe if you need some kind of like a graphical visualization, you want to make like a graph for financials or GDP informations, or some kind of like a histogram you want to make, you can use Tabler or some kind of basic services. First, how we are going for the analytical process in big data. That is the importance, because already we kept all the informations. Now we need to extract that information. Why we need to extract that information means normally the data contains some information, but now in big data, your data contains some important insights. Insights means more than your knowledge. That knowledge we need to extract from the data. That is the main reasons we are using the different kind of analytical models. That is that information hidden in the layers. That's why the machine learning and deep learning technique or different neural techniques are available to extract that information from the big data. Now we are going for the 4 different level of models. First one is the descriptive analysis. What happened? That is the over informations. In when the business got maybe in profit or maybe in the loss. So what happened? the basic overview of the analyticals. So it's providing the informations. Maybe this is my capital investment. From that, maybe I got some profit. It will not give all the complete informations. It's giving only the basic informations, like what happened in the process. Second, we will go for the next level analytical, little bit deep. So diagnostic. So in the diagnostic method, we will analysis like why did happen. For example, if I got loss in some business, why it's happened. If, for example, in medical diagnosis methods, if cancer patients, they will have the different kind of stages. So first they will go for the diagnosis analysis. So how much affected? So what happened? So what kind of treatment we need to go? So some kind of next advanced level of technique we are applying in your analytical method. Now your method is get into the machine learning concept. Next, then third step, we are going for the predictive analysis. So predictive analysis, what is the input? From the input, how your model is reacting. From that, what is the kind of output you are going to generate? That is what will it's happening in the, for example, if I have all the temperature related informations, maybe some kind of temperature like what is the wind ratios, what is the humidity power or something. From that, I'm going to predict maybe that today weather will be cloudy, or today maybe I will get the rain. How much of rain I will get? Continuous some kind of recursions or some kind of machine learning technique, and then I can predict from the third. So the output of the results will be more compared to the previous things. Now we are going for the last, that is advanced technique models. In this advanced technique model, how we can make it prescribe? We are making for the optimizing technique. So what are the possible way to focus, to extract more information, like accurate information from the hidden layers? So here we are applying like a deep learning technique to getting optimizing output for further analysis. So now we discuss the two important, what is big data, what is different kind of analytical method we are applying in the big data. Now we are going for the some different kind of applications in the current scenario. For example, if I am the users, I have account in Amazon. Amazon, they can apply like a machine learning technique or some kind of recursion technique. They can identify what is my shopping habit. That is, if I'm going to purchase frequently, or what is my history, what kind of item I'm going to searching from the Amazon product, or a different kind of. From that, what they can do, they can give some kind of offer. Maybe if I'm going continuously purchasing from the Amazon, maybe they can give some kind of offer, maybe 10% or 50%, or saying like they sometimes they will give the offer like today you will get like a 1 rupee offer, or maybe some kind of festival offer, or different things. So that is also the advantages of this big data analyticals. Next, like a different personalizing marketing, then fuel optimization technique, then monitoring healthcare. That is complete. Nowadays we need that medical. Also they are integrating like a lot of computerized technologies to data analytical techniques. Next, live road mapping, like a driverless car, how they are enabling the IoT devices, then interacting with big data, then without any accident, how fast we are reaching the reaching our destination part. Then streamline media data, like a continuous data. When we are going for the continuous live data without interrupt, how can we provide that information to the end users? So that is also important, because in GBMS that is like a fixed, like a static kind of informations. It will not allow for the dynamic data informations. But in big data, we can allow like a streaming informations, like a continuous, like a data lakes. Whenever we need the information, continuously we can provide the informations to the databases. Also immediately, without any delay, that information we need to pass to the other cloud service provider. Next, predictive inventory methods. personalized healthcare, then real-time data monitoring. So in that applications, now I'm going to explain few applications. First one is like a live map, like a self-driving car. This mechanism is driverless car. Now, how we are doing this technologies means we have all the IoT devices enabled. That information we will keep in the big data. So when the person want to travel from one place to other places, we need to just select your source, then where we want to reach your destination point. After, now the device is enabled all the intelligent sensor technique. It connect to the all the connected other sensors. Now it will track the path, like what is a pattern, like any traffic, then how much distance it will be available. It will cover like a long like a means maybe 4 or 5 kilometers range. But human eye, we cannot search after 5 kilometers. But now, without any traffic, we can reach our destination part. That is the advantages. So this techniques, some of the smart cities they included, but not, this is not 100%. The reason is we need a more high level internet facilities and a smart city, then we can implement that technologies. Next one is healthcare mechanism. Now healthcare mechanisms, like most of the companies, they are giving like a wearable devices, wearable gadget we can add. From that it will monitor the informations like a heartbeat. Now what is the like a temperatures, skin temperatures, or some kind of, if the body contain any abnormal information, immediately the information will send to the concerned like a family doctors, or the persons need any kind of emergency or anything, they will get some kind of appointments or different things. So this kind of facility is also available. Then we can wear that watch, we can, by walking we can find out how much cholesterol is available, what is our oxygenated levels, or how much steps we walk, on the different kind of information. It also like integrated with the different hospitals or some kind of emergency when the persons need. Other different applications like a DQ Digitals. DQ Digital is one of the efficient tools. It will analysis like all kind of customer behaviors, how far they will effectively, they will involve the online marketing or purchasing the informations. Is it possible to get like a offer or different kind of different things? So that what the manufacturer will do, so the manufacturer, they will take the analysis information from the devices, then they try to improve their business in the further transformations. Then marketing also, then hyper personalized marketing, like a locations. So we need to take like a locations. What is the weather conditions? Maybe today we will get some kind of cyclone in nearby in Tamil Nadu, then easily we can find out. Or what is the changes happening in other places? Or also, if the information is available, like a location based on the informations, also we can give like a people's, maybe these people will like a different kind of habiting methods, different kind of food habit methods. Then other region of peoples, they have the different kind of food habit methods. So our purchase mechanism is different. Other region purchasing mechanism, maybe they are in the different. So that the Amazon, they will try like sometimes they will give offer like based on the regions. Festival, for example, in Tamil Nadu we will like a Pongal. So Pongal is a big festival. So in Amazon, that time they will give the different huge offer for the regions belongs to this state. Okay, if you are buying this items, you will get 10% of discount or 20% of discount. If other state, maybe then Andhra, Telangana, if they will celebrate like a Magaran Sankranti, they will give the different kind of offer from that particular regions. So that's why the marketing evaluations also important for the data transmissions or for the purchasing informations. Next, transportations. So now this concept is available from everywhere. Easily we can track any kind of items. If I will book any items in the Amazons, I can track like what happened. So when the product will arrive, so what time it will reach. All kind of basic information I can get it from like a bar number or barcodes. It will be available. Next, like a rabbit dot. This is a data encrypted 911 calls. This is an emergency. When the persons need some kind of like a SOS services, like in highways or somewhere, if they need some kind of emergency or different things, they need to connect. They can call what kind of help they need. Next, Netflix is one of the famous. We know what is the Netflix. So Netflix is providing basic information about the sentimental based. If the persons, how many users they are watching the serials. So how many persons they are watching the movies. So what kind of movie they are watching. So which serial is #1? Some kind of rating. So that data informations like a streaming or some kind of information, they will apply from the Netflix. So Netflix is a open source. So they will use like a streaming kind of information. They can take, then they will give for like a one finalized report. Like this serial is #1. This channel's rating is #1. So that kind of basic informations. Then sales forces. So sales forces like a interdepartmental analyticals. If one big organization contain the different departments, so they need to go like a some kind of manufacturer information to exchange from one department to other department without any delay. How we can make that the information to exchange? So that is available from the Salesforce. Then next, like a medical. Not only medical, one important like a web security. In the concept look like a human brain. How it's reacting means how the human brain will act like a neuron cell passing the information from head to toe. Like this brain like security mechanism will check the data from the entire network in the deep learning mechanisms. So it will check each and every layer. Any Hindu or any attackers that try to hack the information from the networks, the security mechanism will identify, then it will remove the users or it will give the alert message to the network servers. That means some some attackers they try to take in the information. So that way the security mechanism will take care by for prevent our information in the internet or in the cloud computing services. Next, real-time data monitoring. So in real-time data monitoring means so we need to track anything. If the smart cities, if we need to track or we need to control any vehicles or any kind of information we need to pass or agricultures or everything. So that is also easily we can monitor with the help of big data. So that is the huge advantages. Big data not only for the this is limited. So lot of things are there. From the big data, we can go for the next like a data analyticals. Data analytical like a data science. We need to go like a statistical information we can extract from the big data, then analysis that of that data to make the some statistical report. That is the next part of the data science.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So should I shoot the poll?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a minute, please. It was a nice presentation, madam. It was really good. It contained a lot of information, and I really believe that if you share the PPT, then people will benefit a lot. Anyway, I will just shoot the poll first. So again, I will request all members to vote at your earliest. Kindly cast your vote at your earliest. So voting is going on. We have reached around 40% votes. I expect to reach, again, as I say, more than 55%. So it's around 35 seconds we have reached. We will wait for maximum of up to 1 minute. We have reached 49% votes, 50% votes. I will request all members to vote. Okay, so we reached 1 minute. I will close it. We have reached 54%. So I share the results, and the results are 99% in the agree dimension. That is 36% says agree and 63% strongly agrees. So 1% does not. So you feel that this big data analytics is not going to be a game changer. Okay, so whoever answered in the never zone, can you kindly communicate in the chat box, in the questions box, about your opinion? Because if you are saying never, then definitely you must be having an opinion about it. I will request you to kindly also share your opinion in the question box. Is it so, though you are not, by mistake it has been done, maybe? Anyway, so it's around, you can see, it's 63% strongly agrees, 36% agrees. So your comments, madam.
Yes, sir. Almost 99% people they are agree, because definitely, of course, the big data analytical, it will change big game in the future engineering, not only engineering, for every field.
Okay, so I was expecting more questions. The session was really good because the session contained some information which is really very, very good for both research and for learning the topic at the initial, if somebody is wanting to know it from the basics and then proceed. For both reasons, it was a good session. So I was expecting more questions. Anyway, Dr. Anirban Das seconds me by writing that one of the best presentations for budding researchers on big data I have ever undergone. So I believe I have seconded Anirban Das on this, Professor Dr. Anirban Das on this, because he had written the comment at 4:08 p.m. That is almost towards the start he had written. So I'm the second person to say that. Thank you, Dr. Anirban. And Madam, it's a good comment from you for your side, because Dr. Anirban Das is a very, very good researcher. He has got several patents under his name. He's one of the leading researchers of IEMEM group. So I believe that it's a good thing. Anyway, so Dr. Subroto Chattopadhyay asks, what are the reasons why predictive and prescriptive analytics results may be inaccurate?
So in predictive method, we are applying like a machine learning techniques, different kind of machine learning like a classification and recursions. Then what model is suitable for our methods? Because some image classifications, some model is suitable, then other same basis, maybe other model maybe is suitable for the classifications. So that is the reasons. And then this two method is mainly giving them more accuracy in the real-time data analyticals. But previously we are not applying any basic like a machine learning algorithm, that is basic. But in the predictive and prescribed, we are applying like a machine learning and deep learning techniques.
Okay, good. So Professor Shobhik Chattopadhyay says, that was a good answer though. Professor Shobhik Chattopadhyay says, Amazon is using predictive analytics to forecast when regular buyers are going to buy something. Okay, so I believe it's a comment and not a question. I think you agree with it, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So Madam Gauri Majumdar says, I am a fully arts student, okay, but your lecture presentation was excellent. I am requesting you to provide this PPT to our IEM students. Okay, Madam, once she shares in the group, I will also share in all the other groups. Okay, so Professor Arun Kumar Chatterjee wants to ask something orally, so I will unmute him. But prior to that, one more question from Professor Indranil Basu, asking, do students need a strong statistics background to work in data analytics?
For big data, no need to statistical, sir. That is a basic idea of how we can implement in the DBMS. That is enough for big data, sir. For data scientists, we need more statistical formula than probabilistic. How we are applying that statistical method in the data analyticals, not for the big data.
Okay, so that is encouraging. So somebody who is not very good in statistics can also work in this big data analytics. Anyway, so I will just unmute Professor Arun Kumar Chatterjee once. I just need to search him. Just a minute, please. So, sir, I have unmuted you. You may kindly unmute yourself and go for your question.
Thank you very much. Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
I must say I had to join late because there was another meeting going on and I missed about 10 minutes of your presentation. So maybe I will make up from the PPT when shared. You see,
Okay,
I have not questions really, but you know, there are two worries. One is regarding weather. Weather forecasts, I find
yes,
sometimes, you know, they are very accurate and sometimes they are absolutely haywire. So I don't know really what kind of uh, analytics or machine learning is being used. That is one question you may answer. Secondly, my worry is when we have more and more autonomous cars on the roads, driverless cars, if the connectivity is very, very poor in certain areas, because this is the situation right now. In Calcutta, for example, connectivity is in my area. Sometimes you know, I can't join local meetings, even the college meetings, because of bad internet. So, what will happen to autonomous cars when there are more and more of these on the roads with low connectivity in the environment? If you can please comment on that, thank you very much.
Okay, sir. So first I will go with the first. Then the temperature, sometimes we will not get like a proper accurate information. So machine learning, we are applying like a predictive. So predictive means what kind of information we are going to feed. According to that, we will get like a output. So that value not like 100% of accuracy informations. That is the answer for the first query, sir. That is why we cannot say that is maybe in some sites we will get like a accurate weather or some, maybe we'll get today rain, maybe unfortunately maybe that day we will get huge sunlight also. So the reason
Okay, madam,
is
can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt you, please?
yes, sir.
I will just add on to Professor Chatterjee's question.
Yes,
See,
sir.
the thing is that I have seen people like in Canada when they predict a weather, like it is 100% accurate. I have seen people like going out in the morning and you're seeing that people are carrying, it's a total sunny morning and people are carrying umbrellas. So you can immediately check the weather and find out that it is predicted that at 4:30 p.m. There are chances of rain. So if not 4:30, by between 4:25 to 4:35, definitely there will be rain. So that much accurate they are. So why is it that in India we are still not getting it? Where is the difference? Wherein lies the difference?
So maybe we are not using that much of high-ended tools. Maybe that is also one of the reasons. Maybe our data contains some kind, we are not using all high-ended pre-processing tools for our big data. That is also one of the problems, because we are dumping every information one places. When we are extracting that information, some information contain like a garbage information also. Maybe their databases, they have the full high level pre-processing technique, they don't have any kind of noise. Maybe the output may be in the accurate manner, sir.
Okay. So you can go ahead with the second question, madam.
Then second question, sir, we need like a high level of like a sensor kind of device or information. Only we need to go to implement that technologies in fully manner, sir. So otherwise it's difficult, like India or some kind of places is very difficult because we are not getting the proper stable internet anytime. Maybe that like a unstable of the networks. So our road conditions, our different weather conditions, we cannot try to implement, but maybe in future we can try to make all kind of smart and improve our all the facility of internet technologies. Is it possible? Maybe in futures, but it's still in the research, sir.
Okay. So Dr. Prosenjit Kundu adds on saying that due to lack of sensor data installed. Yes, that's a possibility. Like the sensors might be not that. Maybe that is highly a possibility. Thank you, Dr. Kundu, for your answer for another dimension to it. So I'm not finding any more questions today, madam. So I believe that we can end the session today. But it was a nice session, and believe me, your presentation might help many people, and it is a good presentation for anybody who is wanting to do research or having a like thinking of doing research in this field. It might help. Thank you so much. Thanks to all IEM and UEM family members. Thank you.
Thank you for everyone, sir. Thank you very much.